I would think that their job would be to support me in my dream as best they could. So when the book came out, support to me would have been telling other people about it, sharing it on your social media, purchasing the book, or even just congratulating me, talking about it, critiquing it, whatever. Just some insight, some interaction, some input about the book, right? I didn't get that from a lot of people that I thought I should have. And that's okay. I didn't really take it personal, but I think about it sometimes. And what I mean is, what I found happening was some of my friends and family immediately went to, oh, I want a discount. Oh, do I get a free book? And I was confused. I'm like, how is this support? If this is a dream I'm chasing, and it's a financial one because I'm selling the material to make money from it and potentially generate sales, and I spent money to do this and to put the book out, the people that support me, I would think that they would be the ones to immediately want to pay full price to support my endeavor. But I find it interesting how family and friends and the people closest to you immediately want a discount, but still say they're supporting your progress. I always found that odd. And then along the same lines, or in the same vein as that, I find it interesting that so many people I'm connected to, when they're doing their endeavors, the first thing they do is want me to step up and support them, because that's what I do, because that's what I believe you're supposed to do. And they're adamant about you purchasing their stuff and helping them and pushing their stuff. But how many of them, and this question is funny in my head, I'm like, all these people that want me to support what they do, and I've supported what they do, how many of them, I feel some kind of way inside, but I don't always say it. But it's funny, and I use this as an example because so many of those same people that I support every day, that ask me to support their stuff, haven't even read my book, let alone told other people about it, or helped me get book sales, or just purchased it and sat it on their desk so other people could see it, or just posted a picture of it on their Instagram pages or their Facebook pages, whatever. Haven't told any of their friends that the person they know, me, wrote a book or tried to sell a book to them. But there are a few, like my mother. She sold so many of my books. She's like my biggest fans. Mom, I love you. Shout out to you for supporting Super Duper Heavy. And I'm sure that all the other people believe they've been supportive in their own way. And I get that. People support how they support. But it always boggles my mind that you want to support in your way, but when it's your turn for someone to support you, you have your specific terms, and you get offended if I don't purchase, if I don't support, if I don't immediately jump in and say, oh, how can we make this better or make this work for you? But when in turn you don't do the same for me, I always find that interesting. And then if we flip it around in terms of support systems, I believe the people who are part of your support system are not only supposed to be there when things are good. It's easy for people to be there when things are good. Although in some cases that's not necessarily true. Some people can't cheer on your success. But when I say it's easy when things are good, when you're stable and don't need help from anyone, people stand next to you, want to be in your space, want to hang out with you all the time. It's easy for them to be there when you're stable and do not need anything. But when your world begins to crumble, or when you fall apart, when your finances dwindle, or when you're emotionally broken down, when things get tough, and when the support system, because support to me means that thing that holds you up, that thing that lifts you up, or that thing that picks you up. That's what support means to me. And when it's connected to people, it still means the same thing. So if someone you know and you love is going through something difficult and they fall down, if you are able to help pick them up, you should pick them up because you claim to be part of their support system. That should be your welcomed responsibility, your job. You should want to do that. And if you cannot pick them up when they're down, I believe you get down with them to remind them that they are not in whatever they're going through alone. And like I said, if you cannot pick them up, you stay there with them so they don't get lost in the misery. They don't get stuck where they are. And you wait with them until they're able to get up. You help them figure it out until they can get up on their own, or until you are able to help them up. And then once you help them up, you stay close enough to make sure that if they stumble again, you can catch them if possible. Or if it's hard for them to stay up, you're supposed to be that thing that holds them up, to keep them up, because you love them, because they matter to you, because you're their support system. That's what I believe. And I get so many people buy into it, and they're like, yeah, Sean, that's what it is, that's what it is, that's what it is. But I find it so interesting that at the first inkling that something is difficult, they talk about the difficulties away from the person going through the difficult thing. They'll listen to the difficulty, or they'll disappear, but the actions are not in place. There's no picking up. It feels like a chore. Or they make it about them when they're supposed to be your support. It is so surprising to me how often people forget that sometimes people just need someone to be there. Not to do anything, not to fix anything, not for any specific purpose. Just to be there so that they know that they are not alone and they have someone in their corner. That is a very powerful thing, especially in these traumatic times. That's why I'm always nice to people. I reach out to my friends. I always have a kind word, because you never know what someone is going through. And that's all it takes to be supportive. Even the people you don't know, kindness goes so far.